Greetings, dear beautiful, magnificent being that you are. It's a pleasure. How to be really strong in yourself. Really important. How to be really strong in yourself. What happens is people who are weak and timid are always giving reasons why they'll fail, so they never do it. And you have to look at, where does that come from, that we're afraid to do something? It could be an idea that you have, it could be an invention you have, it could be something you wanted to do, and you say, well, yeah, I'm too old. No, you've got to give up the age game, because that's the time game. And there is no time, it's now. And you really get it, the past is just in your mind. And the future is you thinking, if I think enough good thoughts, I'll plan and make my future the way I want it to be. No, there is no future. It's now. And it's always successive moments of now, which is you continuously being, you are eternity. And your nature is creation. Your nature is manifestation. Your nature is divine love, bliss, joy, enthusiasm, generosity, talent, ability. You know, you could do anything. You could accomplish anything. It's who you are. And so, but the thing is, people are doing things to get a specific result. I'm doing this so I can get this. And I'm doing that so I can get that. So it's actually, they're coming from lack all the time, which is that consciousnness of not enough. And you have to look at why we're afraid, or what is that fear about of trusting yourself. Well, because maybe I'll be wrong. Yeah, then what? Well, what will people say? Well, yeah, then what? They'll criticize me. Okay, then what? Well, then I'll feel bad. Okay, then what? Well, then I'll never do anything ever again. Okay, then what? And then finally, well, I guess I'll die. It's okay, you leave your body. Now what? Oh, I guess I'll go get another one. No, maybe there's a lot of other options, you see. And what ultimately it comes to, I could die. It's the fear of dying. It isn't leaving your body that's a big deal. It's the fear of it. How is going to happen? What's going to, and so everybody's energy is always on, I got to survive. I've got to survive. I am life. You want to say that? I am life. Life doesn't happen to me. Life doesn't happen to me. Okay, say that. Life. I am life happening. You want to say that? I am life happening, you see. So what happens, to be really strong in yourself, you have to be willing to look at what is it that is holding you back. And there's a whole lot of stuff, their beliefs, their thoughts, their concepts. A lot of it's to be right, to make others wrong. To see, look, you ruined my life and I'm a living example of a ruined life and it's your fault. Really? You like that? That's what you have to wear every day? You have to put on that garment of that character or that attitude or that proof. It's like, it's so fast to accept a verdict from someone else about you. And so it's that fear also of what other people think. Yeah, absolutely. My book, What You Think of Me is None of My Business. And why that's so true is that's where we're taken over, is peer pressure. I want them to like me. I want to belong to the group. I want to fit in. I got to have those shoes. I got to have the clothes. I got to wear my pants down to my knees. I got to show everything so everybody can see who I am. Really? It's all about the body and nothing for the self or the soul. And that's why it appears worse and worse and worse and why? Because we believe it. We accept what we've seen in movies. We're getting all of these fears taking us away from being really true to ourselves, and then you're in harmony with all. is that, you know? It's interesting. To thine own self be true. Not to thine own mind be true. You are not the mind. You're a being, fully operational. Don't need any apps. Don't need any enhancements. All of those things are not enhancements for you. And so what happens is, you take a look. Are you sitting around giving all the reasons why it won't work? Well, it's too late. The world's a mess. I don't have any money. I'm sick. I got a terminal illness. Nobody, you know, it's like I'm too old, I'm too fat, too thin. I don't know. This is your life. You are life. Is that what it's about? And so when we're giving the power away, we can't be strong because we're making the opinions of others stronger than who we are, more valid than who you are. And when you hear people, you know, when I do my work and in counseling and working with people and mentoring, the first things that start happening is people give you all the reasons and excuses why it won't happen because they're so addicted to the story. And my one of my books, I think my fifth one, Dare to Be Great. It was called Every Saint Has a Past, Every Sinner a Future. But a lot of people didn't like the idea of sin, but that just means missing the mark. That means going against your divine nature. That's called really missing the mark. That's all suffering comes from missing the mark. That means going against your divine nature, which is loving, caring. That's why the vegetarianism is so important. That's why, you know, veganism is important for people if you can't really get the real, true, raw cow's milk of healthy, loving cow. And yes, you see. And when it's, and then try and make everything bad. You see, everything's bad that's really good. And everything that's really bad, they tell you is good. You see, I remember in the 50s, told us, oh, margarine's better than butter. We go, oh, good. We had a little package of this white lard, I guess, and you had a little pill, a little capsule of yellow food coloring or whatever it was, and you pop that, and then you got to massage the bag to make it yellow. We had to make it yellow with the massaging of the bag. And then everybody, oh, good. Then my great-grandma, oh, good, yeah, she got a certain kind because you wouldn't have heart attacks. No. There's nothing wrong with butter, but what's wrong is the chemicals in it. The wrong is the torturing of the animals, the setting up to be these milk farms where the bags on the mama cow is so huge. It's just painful for her because all they're doing is turning into a milk-making machine with all of this other stuff, you see. So you want purity. And people will say, well, how could I'm in this trouble and that trouble, how can I ever get started? So they never go anywhere. And that is a weak-willed person. And if you have that weak-willed character, change it. It's you have to look at what are you afraid of. They are going to talk about you. They are going to gossip. They are going to find fault. That's what people do when they're in their mind. Have pity for those people. They're pitiful. Pitiful. Remember poor pitiful Pearl? Little doll, she was so cute. Anyways, but yeah, because they're always saying, well, what'll happen if I fail? What'll happen if I lose? What happens if I lose my love? I'll never love again. What happens if I fail? You cannot fail. Failure and success are words that have meaning, that have been taught, programmed. You do this, you will succeed, which means life, and you will fail, which means death. Basically. And when you actually, if you want to know the real word, it would be absolute success, would be attaining your true heart's desire. And you have to also get rid of the word desire. Desire is to manifest, and to is to not, to dismanifest. So it's a strange word, you know, but we got to using it. But when you have only one truly care, which would be who you are in the fullness of that, with all that's possible for you eternally, for any living being. Accept that and claim that, and that doesn't have anything to the dog and pony show that's going on all around, and all the stuff and all the lavishness and all of the what is it? Fools' names and fools' faces are always seen in public places. The greatest fools of all. Yeah, the greatest fools of all, having no knowledge or experience of who they really are. You see. And it takes courage. But what else are you going to do? You sitting around giving every reason why it's going to fail? Every reason why you can't? What's the big deal? It's all your concepts. It's all your ideas. What's your intention? You want to prove others wrong and you're right? What's your intention? You want to be a victim? You getting a lot of stuff from being a victim? Everybody feeling sorry for you? Blah, 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 go on and on. And no matter what'll happen, which I've noticed in some of the counseling or working, some people get kind of upset, they can at the beginning, when you don't accept their limitations. Because they're all backed by good reasons, and they want to tell you why it is. And I notice that sometimes when they're not really my students, but you know how a friend, you want to help them out because they're in a miserable situation, or, give them some ideas or concept, help them out. But sometimes those people, they are so stuck on all their excuses and their reasons, because it's working for them. They're getting something for it, something, or you wouldn't do it. We're getting something from the so-called suffering and failure and misery and all. What is it? Well, I'm paying for my guilt. Yes, exactly. And it's the fear of lack and loss and future this and that. It's all the mind. You say, yeah, but if I don't think about it, handle it, won't be happening. That's programming. The only way is you have to start actually really doing these steps that I'm sharing and teaching. These steps I have taken, others have taken, that I have learned from, but you are the living example of your consciousness. What you believe, what you think is true, what you think is false, what you're trying to do. Most people, they're trying to be right and avoid being wrong. They're trying to be enough. But when you think you're not enough, it's never going to work. Doesn't work. Yeah, I know. But you got to try. You got to look. You got to see. It's not me telling you what to do. No. It's you giving you ideas. Go do it. So, just notice how to be really strong in yourself. Stop giving excuses and reasons. Do the thing. You want to do it, or are you trying to get it the glory? Are you trying to get the acknowledgement? Are you trying to prove that finally you're okay when somebody says you're not okay? It goes on and on. That's not you. It's a misuse of the greatness of a divine soul. Yeah. Claim your inheritance. You have it. Go beyond success and failure. Just do the thing, and the power is yours. Because the power is now flowing. And it is you flowing, being, not stagnant, stuck. It doesn't matter what goes on. It's an experience. This is what you're doing. And you're doing it from who you really are. That's the deal. That's the divine experiment. That, if you want to have a meaning, that is all that it is. And then you're beyond the need for a meaning, because you're you. And in your eternal connection with your beloved, who is with you. Yes, partnering. And then we're all partnering. I wish you well. And eternal good fortune in every way, ever increasing. And then glorify our divine partner, beloved source of all. Yeah.